Watch him. I'll watch him. Now, what good is all that? You know, he's only gonna...
Interesting facts about famous people.
The Greatest Western Actors Hall of Famers. It's important to recognize the Western genre's greatest actors and their legacy and their body of work. The National Cowboy Museum is one institution that recognizes our favorites and best. The inductees into the Hall of Great Western Performers have kept the American West in the public collective eye, thus perpetuating its legacy and enduring mythology. Today I'm showing you some inductees, covering the 60s, 70s and 80s. I will cover other decades in future videos. If your favorite is missing, they are probably in my previous video. Take a look in my channel. If you enjoy this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Let's get into it. Gary Cooper, inducted in 1966, appeared in 107 movies, 82 of which he starred in. Only 16 of those were filmed in colour, and he starred in 14 silent movies. In 1951, after 25 years in show business, his professional reputation declined, and he was dropped from the Motion Picture Herald's list of the top 10 box office performers. The following year, he made a big comeback at the age of 51 with High Noon, 1952. Upon seeing him, a professor in the theatre department at Grinnell College recorded, "Shows no promise." Harry Carey Sr., inducted in 1976. Both Harry and his son, Harry Carey Jr., were honoured with stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Golden Boot Award from the Motion Picture and Television Fund Foundation. Inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1976. Appeared with his son Harry Carey Jr. in Red River, 1948.
Sometimes I don't know all the answers. Like that fella,
Glenn Ford, inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers at the National Cowboy Western Heritage Museum in 1978. Often during his career, he insisted on being shot, looking to camera left. He had been kicked in the right side of his jaw by a horse, and insisted the left side of his face was his only filmable side. His first screen test at 20th Century Fox did not turn out well. He was given a second chance by Columbia a year later, however, and was signed.
Owned it, and so did a lot of other people. But that doesn't matter to you. Why didn't you stop him? Come and tell me anyhow.
Why, you're the one that told us to take orders from the judge.
Gregory Peck, inducted in 1979. Of his own movies, To Kill a Mockingbird, 1962, is his favourite. President of the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences from 1967 to 70, he made the decision to postpone the 1968 Oscar ceremony after Martin Luther King's assassination, cited that his favourite leading ladies were Audrey Hepburn, Ingrid Bergman and Ava Gardner. In 1999, the American Film Institute named him among the greatest male stars of all time, ranking at number 12.
Did you see that? Yes, sir. He drew first.
You see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Hoot Gibson, inducted into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1979, won the title World's All-Around Champion Cowboy at age 20. Earned the nickname Hoot as a messenger for the Owl Drug Company. During World War I, he served in the Tank Corps of the US Army. Like most real cowboys, on screen, Gibson seldom wore a side gun. And when he did, he stuffed it into the top of his pants. The holsters worn by almost every movie cowboy did not become popular until the late 1880s. James Arness, inducted in 1981. He was the only actor to appear in all 635 episodes of Gunsmoke, 1955. Had to dye his naturally blonde hair for the role of Matt Dillon, since dark hair was considered more masculine. Honorary U.S. Marshal, in recognition for his unique contribution to the image and traditions of the U.S. Marshal's Service. Became U.S. Marshal Matt Dillon on Gunsmoke, 1955, after John Wayne suggested Arness play the role. Contrary to legend, Wayne himself was never offered the role, held the record for the longest continuous role portrayed by a single actor, 20 years, on primetime television, for Marshal Matt Dillon on the CBS Western Gunsmoke, until Kelsey Grammer, Dr. Fraser Crane on Cheers, 1982, and Frasier, 1993, tied the record in 2004 at 20 years. Ken Curtis. The Sons of the Pioneers, of which Curtis was once a member, were awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Hollywood Boulevard. Inducted as a cast member of Gunsmoke, 1955, into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1981. Best remembered by the public for his role as Festus Hagen on Gunsmoke, son-in-law of director John Ford. Dennis Weaver, inducted in 1981, almost didn't get the part of Chester Good on Gunsmoke until he asked for a second chance to read the lines in a humorous, countrified accent and won the role. He was a struggling actor in Hollywood in 1955, earning $60 a week delivering flowers, when he was offered $300 a week for a role in a new CBS television series, Gunsmoke. After 9 years as Chester, who he played with a stiff-legged gait, he was earning $9,000 a week. Inducted as a cast member of Gunsmoke, 1955, into the Hall of Great Western Performers of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1981. Ben Johnson Jr., inducted in 1982. Johnson and his father, Ben Johnson Sr., were champion steer ropers. The senior Johnson was also a cattleman and rancher, who was inducted into the Hall of Great Western and National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1961. The younger Johnson was inducted into the Hall of Great Western and National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum in 1982. He was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on the 2nd of June, 1994. He has appeared in 5 films that have been selected for the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant: Shane, Oklahoma, One-Eyed Jacks, The Wild Bunch, and The Last Picture Show. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check out my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.